All right, let's talk about the honeymoon. It's meant to be this epic trip of a lifetime, right? The start of your big adventure as a couple. But then you see the price tag, and it feels less like a launch pad and more like a brick wall. Well, today we are going to totally change that perspective. We're going to dive into how you can have a truly unforgettable, adventure packed honeymoon that doesn't completely break the bank. I mean, this is the classic problem, right? You've just poured all this time, energy, and let's be real, money into planning a wedding. And now you're supposed to whip up this perfect, epic trip, but the bank account is looking a little, well, less than perfect. It's a huge challenge, and trust me, so many couples are in the exact same boat. So you've got this dream in your head, right? It's exotic, it's super romantic, totally unforgettable. But then reality hits. And reality looks a lot more like expensive, stressful, and just plain complicated. Well, that gap, that chasm between the dream honeymoon and the one you think you can afford, that's exactly what we're going to bridge today. Yeah, let's bridge that gap. Because here's the thing, a smaller budget doesn't mean a smaller adventure. Not at all. In fact, sometimes it's the very thing that pushes you to be more creative and leads to some of the most amazing and memorable experiences you could ever have together. Okay, first up, for all you couples who love the great outdoors, let's talk about some rugged romance right here in America's national parks. I mean, we're talking about finding world-class adventure and jaw-dropping beauty, sometimes literally in your own backyard. So, what's your vibe? Are you all about the geothermal weirdness and incredible wildlife of Yellowstone? Or maybe the absolutely stunning, epic Red Rock Canyons of Zion? Or hey, how about the rugged, moody coastline and forests of Acadia? Each one of these offers a totally different flavor of adventure and romance. And the best part is just how doable all of this is. You could be tackling some heart-pounding, iconic trail during the day, and then bam, camping out under a ridiculous blanket of stars at night. And get this, the biggest, most memorable adventures in these parks, hiking, sightseeing, they're usually totally free. We're talking incredible, incredible value. All right, so if you're thinking, okay, mountains are cool, but I need a beach, well, you're in luck. Let's shift gears from the wild to the waves. If your perfect honeymoon is all about sun, sand, and that perfect turquoise water, this next part is definitely for you. We're talking tropical paradise without that painful paradise price tag. And wow, the options here are just incredible. You've got Costa Rica with its whole lush rainforest and wildlife thing. Then there's Belize, which gives you this amazing one-two punch of ancient Mayan ruins and the second largest barrier reef on the planet. Or maybe you want the Dominican Republic with those postcard-perfect beaches and gorgeous mountains right behind them. Okay, let's just zoom in on two of these for a second. Picture it. In Costa Rica, you're staying in this awesome eco-lodge, you're zip-lining through the rainforest canopy, you're learning to surf on Pacific waves together. But then over in Belize, it's a completely different kind of day. You could be exploring an ancient Mayan temple in the morning and then diving in a world-class coral reef that same afternoon. See? It's all about choosing your perfect kind of adventure. Okay, now, for the couples who need a little more oof, the ones who really want to get their hearts pumping, let's talk about some seriously high-octane honeymoons. This is for the true adventurous souls out there, the ones who crave that adrenaline rush and those totally unique, can't believe we did that experiences. So where do you go for that? Well, let's look at some of the world's biggest playgrounds for thrill seekers. You've got New Zealand, which is basically the undisputed world capital of adventure sports. You've got Iceland, the land of fire and ice. We're talking glaciers, volcanoes, the whole deal. And then there's Peru, which is this incredible mix of ancient wonders and absolutely world-class trekking. Let's just park on Peru for a second, because the kind of stuff you can do here is, well, it's legendary. So what kind of adventure are we really talking about? Well, for starters, there's this. Exploring the ancient lost city of Machu Picchu. I mean, come on. It is one of those places that's on everyone's bucket list, and it absolutely 100% lives up to the hype. Talk about an unforgettable way to start a marriage. But wait, it gets better, because just getting there can be the adventure of a lifetime. You can actually hike the legendary Inca Trail, trekking for days through mountains and cloud forests, literally following in the footsteps of an ancient civilization. I mean, if that's not a bonding experience, I don't know what is. And the adventure doesn't stop in the mountains either. It continues down in the city of Cusco, which is just electric. It's this vibrant, historic place with this crazy mix of Incan and Spanish colonial architecture, markets that are just buzzing with energy, and the food. Oh, the food is incredible. It is a full-on sensory overload in the best possible way. Okay, but what if trekking for days and high-octane thrills just isn't your thing? What if your idea of a real adventure is diving deep into history, art, and amazing food? Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's look at some cultural getaways that are absolutely rich in experience, but not in price. Check these out. We've got 3 cities here that are just bursting with personality. You've got Mexico City with its incredible mashup of ancient Aztec history and a super cool modern art scene. Then there's New Orleans, which is all about the vibe, live jazz spilling onto the streets, that unbelievable Creole food. And of course, Savannah, which just oozes historic charm and romance from every corner. And the beautiful thing about these places is that so much of the experience is just there for the taking, and it's super affordable. It's about exploring ancient ruins right in the middle of a city, wandering through historic streets where music is just part of the air you breathe, and eating some of the best food of your entire life at little local spots. It's all about just soaking up that incredible atmosphere. Okay, so we've thrown a ton of inspiration at you. National parks, tropical beaches, adrenaline trips, cultural cities. But how do you actually do it? How do you make it happen? Well, this next part is all about that. This is your smart planning toolkit designed to turn that dream honeymoon into your actual reality, no matter what your budget looks like. Look, it really comes down to being smart and strategic. This 4-step plan is basically your roadmap. First, you've got to set a realistic budget. Know your numbers before you book anything. Second, travel in the off-season. This one is huge. Or even better, hit those shoulder seasons right before or after the big rush. You get better deals and way fewer crowds. Third, use local transport. It's cheaper and a way better way to experience a place. And finally, do your homework. Research deals on flights, places to stay, and activities way ahead of time. But I know what some of you might be thinking. This is the big question, right? After all this talk about budgets and saving money, does that just kill the romance? Can a trip that's affordable really feel like a special, amazing, once-in-a-lifetime honeymoon? Let me just tell you, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. Because here's the secret. Romance has nothing to do with a price tag. It's about the moments you create together. It's about planning a surprise picnic with a jaw-dropping view. It's that feeling of watching the sunset together after a tough hike. It's staying in a cozy little rental and cooking a special dinner with amazing local ingredients you found at the market. These are the moments that stick with you forever. And really, that's the whole point of this. The best adventures, the most meaningful trips, they aren't measured in dollars. They're measured in the memories you make together. That's what it's all about. So I want to leave you with this question. Forget about the budget for just 1 second and think about all the possibilities we've talked about. The mountains, the beaches, the vibrant cities, the heart-pounding thrills. So where will your first adventure begin?